Hi, thank you for joining me in doing this colored pencil project of this Kingfisher. This is my reference photo that I was using. I transferred the pattern over and I didn't use any transfer paper. I used the tracing the pattern and just went over it with medium pressure to make my lines. So I didn't have to use any transfer paper to put anything on here to transfer it. I started with black and I started doing some of this so it wouldn't take up so much time, but we're using black and we're using small circular motions with a light pressure. We're going to fill all this in where it's black. We're doing this on a suede board. I think it's wild grass is the color. It's kind of a greenish color. May look more gray in the video, but it is greenish tint to it. His eyes are pretty dark, so I'm going to go over them again and use a little bit more pressure. And I already put the white in his eyes so I wouldn't miss it, and there's a little white dot right down here. This is all black. I'm using light pressure because I'll be adding some color on top of some of that. Suede board is my favorite surface for colored pencil. It seems to take the pencil pretty good. I just know I like it a lot better than I do using a paper of some sort. And let's see, I think there's it. This kind of comes down just a little bit. There's a little bit of black shadow under these wings. And make sure your pencil is pretty sharp. Let's see. There's a shadow that comes around this one feather. I'm just going to go ahead and add. There's a pretty good shadow. Let's see, this one right here. And a little bit of an overlay under here. These are just light pressure. And tips of these feathers are kind of dark. And that's really light. And he's got some more over here. Always reference your photo. Let's see. This here's kind of black. Okay, that kind of covers some of the black areas for right now. I want to go ahead and finish up this beak. Make sure you have a sharp pencil. Sorry about that. Forgot to put the phone on. Okay. Now his beak is pretty dark, so I'm just going to go ahead and add a little more heavier pressure. Look around that white spot. Small little circles. I'm using a fairly heavy pressure, but not overly heavy. I'm going to take a little bit of dark umber, and I kind of want to put just a tad, not quite halfway down, just kind of like the bottom half of the top of the beak. It's not going to show up a lot. Just a hint there. And then I'm going to take a little bit of white, because there's just a little bit of gray going around here. And I just want to go to the edge of that just a little bit. And I want to use pretty heavy pressure to really darken this eye up. And it's actually dark back here. But I want there to be a little line right there to kind of distinct the eye pupil from the rest. Go ahead and continue to be darker. And then that darkness kind of comes up around this way a little bit. And it does come up over his head a little more. Like so. I'm going to come back with a little bit of white, kind of add a line in right there on the back side. Oops. And this is really dark, so I'm going to go ahead and darken it up a little bit more. Just a little ways. Okay, and we're going to continue on with the beak down here, and it's kind of a yellowish color, so I'm going to use sand. And I'm going to just lightly fill this in. Use heavy pressure and make kind of a line there, because I want that. I might just kind of pull it up into the beak just a little bit. And I'm going to take a little bit of light umber. And I'm going to just darken this up just a little bit. Shade the bottom. And it kind of circles around down here. Here. I'll take a little bit of sienna brown because I want this to be just a little bit, and I'm doing a really light touch. I'm going to come back with my sand and go over the whole thing with the light touch. And then a little heavier in this area where the highlight is. Take a little bit of dark umber because I want to darken this up just a little bit because it's kind of in the shade. it out just a little bit. And I want just a little bit down under here. And I'm going to take Deco Yellow and kind of go over this. Highlight. And then a little bit of black. Kind of like a triangle right in through here. And I'll put just a few little lines here, because those will be the shadows underneath the feathers that come down. Okay. Now he has a little bit of orange. Let's see, I need to... This black needs to come down just a little bit more. And I think it needs to round off just a little bit more here too. Okay. Mineral orange. I'm going to lightly put this in. It goes. And then down here, I'm going to mix it over this black just a little bit and bring it on down. This is light pressure. Okay, and orange comes up in here. I use a little bit of burnt ochre that I want to put here. Make dark lines, kind of outline these feathers a little bit. And this is going to be the burnt ochre. And it kind of comes all the way down. Like so. There's just a little bit. I'm going to go back to the orange and add right here. And some orange in here. I'm going to take some of the sand because there's kind of a highlight area in here. There's some in here. Just add a little there, a little there. There's some in here. This is just kind of loose stuff down at the bottom here. Because these kind of just blend together. And there is a little bit of, let's see, right in here. Back to the orange. Mineral orange. And the burnt okra. On that side. I'm kind of going to fill in a little bit with the different colors that are going to be, and then come back and we'll do the more details. So we have a light blue that comes along across here. I'm going to use let's see. Not that. Well, we'll stop right there and take a break, and we'll come back to do some more.